Hello and hi. Oh, sorry. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You need the microphone.
Please, wait, don't you? Okay, sorry.
Bitch, nah.
You know what I want to do with the microphone in my face? I want to talk like this.
Oh, yeah. I get that.
Sorry. Okay.
You can talk like that.
Just like total.
All
like
night long. Anyway. Hello and hi. Welcome back to 127 Studios 127Cast. I am Clynton Sano, and that is Missa Coffee.
Hi.
Hi. Remember, if the video format here on YouTube is not your bag, you can also check us out on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, and Radio Public. If you don't have subscriptions to any of those, you can also check out the audio onlys on our website, which is sano3333.wixsite.com/127studios.
That's a lot of information.
Right? Just to be like, hey. But I mean, you gotta push it. Check it out. Give me those listens so I can sponsor.
Right? You should probably inform people to get their pen out so they can write the information down, though.
Get your pen out, ladies and gentlemen. Check us out on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and on our website at sano3333.wixsite.com/127studios. Hope you got all that. I can do it slower.
They did do it because they have a pen now because you told them to get one.
Okay.
So. We're good.
All right. Well, usually we kind of come into these things without a topic. Well, we've done it both ways. We've gone with topics and we've gone kind of shoot from the hip. Topics usually kind of veer off and whatnot. And anyway, the show gets done regardless. But today is going to be our The Crow extravaganza. Anybody that knows me and Missa know that we are huge fans of the movie The Crow. If you don't know what that is, what kind of sheltered life are you living?
If you don't know what it is, you're not my friend.
Until you've seen The Crow.
Well, right. Then we can talk.
Such a tragic story, movie and movie and story about the characters and the actor.
Bye,
Brandon.
Oh, okay.
Goodbye, Brandon. We will miss you.
You know, I wanted to name my first kid Eric Draven.
I believe that's why my friend, the Pratts.
Mm-hmm.
Draven.
Yeah. Oh. Got you.
Hello. No, that isn't the right one. See, I gotta learn these sounds. Just gonna be.
I'm just gonna be over here.
Shut it the down!
Until I figure it out.
Right. I just need to carry a soundboard with me everywhere I go and be like, bye.
Yeah, download one on your phone.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think. Shut up.
Shut up. You're too smart for me.
Gosh.
Jeez. Oh, man. Anyway, so I think I fell in love with the movie way back in, I'd say, 1994. Because it came out in 93.
Yeah.
I seen it on home release. So parents rented it one night and they were going out. Me and my brother stayed home and watched it. And I've been hooked since.
I lived in Beersford when I first watched it. So, yeah, I probably saw it shortly after it, released to video or TV.
I think it's most people. I don't, I know it was a theatrical release, but most people.
And honestly, the first time I watched it was because the love of my life at that time who's ironically Kenna's father, was like, have you seen The Crow? It's the best thing ever. And I'm like, what? And I watched it and I'm like, oh my god,
this is the best thing ever.
It is the best thing ever. So yeah, I watched it just because of a boy, and then I'm like,
I think when we first met, I don't know how we came up with the topic, because, well, we knew each other unbeknownst to each other before we met each other.
Right.
Because of the daycare. But then when J&J got married, then we met. Yeah, I was like, this chick looks familiar. And then we were bullshitting about me getting ordained, so I could just do like lyrics for stuff.
Right, yeah.
And then I believe I started. I first one I quoted was, "Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding." And you were like, "Oh my god, I love Papa Roach."
It's all I need in life, Papa Roach and The Crow.
Right? But like, we were like, did we just become best friends? Kind of like that was a kind of a big moment for you, because you just got done with your personal battle.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
That was happening with my brother and his now wife. We were just meeting each other. Mm-hmm. Like, I like to say that was a good year.
It was.
It sure as hell ain't no 2020.
Right. Right. Oh. I've decided that 2020 is, or COVID is like the Jeffree Star diseases. You try and cancel it, but he just keeps coming back.
Right?
But you're not into makeup, so you probably don't understand.
I don't.
That reference.
I don't.
You're just like, you're
sure,
right.
yeah. That's funny. But so like I've been listening to a lot of like movie scores anymore. That's kind of my thing. I listen to a lot of movie scores, like, and I just found out that The Crow movie score is on Pandora to listen to. So I've been listening to that a lot lately, and
I've never listened to that, but I bet
it's amazing.
Because
it's amazing.
I can just imagine it in
like
my
when
head.
he's laying in the at the headstone and she comes out that
that's exactly
way better than I'm doing it, but like it's just beautiful with the sounds that they put in there. Like, I don't know what they're chiming or whatever, the little whistle, the little, I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's always been like, when I think of things like that's always a calming sound, that piece.
Yeah, oh for sure.
And then it's got like the guitar solo on it from when he's sitting on like the roof and everything, right? You're just like, oh god, yes.
What I'm doing tonight when I get home.
We'll listen to it after this.
Right?
How's that sound?
Just like, okay.
Oh yeah. Sorry. So it's kind of my new thing, The muffled trumpet and everything is all on there. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of work. So if you guys want to check that out, check that out. But the sad thing is they don't have the actual soundtrack to The Crow on there. Which that's really sad, because that itself is amazing.
Right.
See if I can pull up some of the info here. Like, that's how I discovered Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah.
That's how I discovered The Cure.
Yeah, and like at that age, I wasn't into that heavier stuff at that time. Like, I was all like little, 13-year-old listening to Alan Jackson and whatever.
Yeah, well, and see, that was me too. The first kind of music that I gravitated to was country.
Yeah.
Garth Brooks is really the person that opened the door for me to loving music the way I do today. I don't listen to too much country anymore because I feel like
it's kind of canned and all the same, and
and it's all auto-tuned, and
right.
Like, I was listening to a song the other day because, like, for some reason Z98 wasn't working, and I hardly ever listen to the radio, but, like, I just didn't hook my phone up or whatever, and lyrically it was a good song how he was singing, the words he was singing, but it just didn't sound appeasing to my ear, and I kept listening to it. I'm like, this is all overly auto-tuned.
Right.
That's what's killing it for my ear, you know.
And now there's like the line between country and pop is basically gone.
Right.
You know, like.
Oh, well, I mean, because you got, and again, that's a Garth Brooks thing. He's really the first person that walked in both worlds.
Right, which I get, but it was still different. Like, he still had a country sound to it.
Steel guitars and,
but then, like,
fiddles and stuff. Now it's...
I feel the one that totally ruined it was Taylor effing Swift.
Taylor effing Swift. So look at this lineup for this soundtrack, though. You, like, very first song is The Cure's Burn. Like, that song should pump anybody up.
Right.
Just how it just starts off with, like, the weird, like, bird noises and whistles and stuff, and then the drums, like, and
that song, like, well, like all the songs, I can envision exactly which scene in the movie they're played and stuff. But, like, that song always, like, connects me to my tattoo because of the fire and the, you know.
Yeah. But yes, that song, just like I said. And then you got Big Empty by Stone Temple Pilots, Dead Souls, 9 Inch Nails, Rage Against the Machine, Darkness, Pantera, Badge. Like, everything is amazing on this album. And then it ends with It Can't Rain All the Time, and that is just a beautiful song.
Right, exactly.
I do think the score at the end of it okay. the score at the end of it has the Brandon Lee version, or who, you know, can't rain all the time, can't rain all the time.
Yeah, the loop.
Yeah.
From the movie.
But it's actually the song.
Yeah.
But I don't see it here. But I'm pretty sure I that was played and I heard it and I was like, oh, that's amazing. So yeah, one of the big scenes that did it for me was not T-Bird, although amazing scene, you know, victims, aren't we all?
And of course, mother is the word for God on the lips and hearts of all children.
Yep. Which I made you that picture of, you know. Then, oh man, I can't think of the character's name. Not the big boss, but the one right underneath him.
I can picture him. The kind of like
the scraggly beat. Yeah. He's like, I know you. Yeah. I knew you. But you ain't you.
You can't be you.
You're fucking dead. We put you through the window. This is the really real world. There ain't no coming back.
I know.
But then he sets him off down the road, waves at him, like, and then lights the lighter. And like he lights up the crow on the ground, and that is such an iconic shot ever in a movie.
And I
not most iconic shot ever, but I mean, most anybody has seen that shot.
Anybody that's into the movie knows what my tattoo is. Other than that, people are like, what's that? Like, is that a bird?
Yeah. Why they do that? It don't look so good.
Jeff, the guy that does my tattoos, has an idea to like kind of redo it.
Yeah.
And make it more so more people will be like, oh, I've seen that before somewhere. But we'll see if, you know, it's on my tattoo list.
Right.
We'll get it.
Well, you've gotten quite a bit more work done here. Not recently.
It's been 2 years since my
has
last.
it?
2 years. And I'm dying.
I get that. So, if anybody of anything...
Yes, there we go. That's my tattoo, and that's...
he lights this after taking one of the bad guys out. And it's a great scene. So...
I think one thing that would help my tattoo is, you know, it's just skin colored inside the crow.
If you blacked it out?
If I would black it out and kind of, like, mute it out towards the edges with the orange and red. And
give it, like, a glowy look and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. Because right now, like you said, it's just skin tone, and you got the flames all the way around it and stuff, but, like, I think that really would.
And now, like, with the way tattoos have gone, you know, they can do more of that.
It would be cool if you got, like, glow in the dark.
Oh my god. Last time I heard, though, they have it, but they haven't proved if it's carcinogenic or not.
Oh, I get that.
But yeah, so if they can tell me that it won't cause me to have more cancer, I'd be all in. But, you know.
Until then, I'll pass.
Right. Oh, but I do smoke, so maybe I should just...
Oh, here's a cool idea. Pull this one up. For those of you listening, it's the same picture, but only it's black and white.
Oh.
And it's grayed out in the middle, and it says it can't rain all the time. I think that's pretty.
That is cool.
Pretty simple and pretty. So.
Or you could do both.
Oh no! One on one shoulder, one on the other.
Well, no, I meant like get this one all touched up, and then just write "can't rain all the time" around it.
That'd be cool. Now we're cooking.
Now we're cooking.
And then I've given you my crow collection of randomness,
which is all in my kitchen.
Right. I wanted it to go somewhere where it'd be appreciated, and it was always just stuck in my cabinet, and with my kids I couldn't like.
It's crazy because my two favorite superheroes, you know, is it's Superman.
Right.
Which you guys will probably start seeing more and more like Superman stuff kind of popping up and whatnot in the background and whatever. And the Crow. Like I've got the light of the light and the dark of the dark.
Right.
You know, like.
What do they call it when it's not like necessarily like a superhero?
Anti-hero.
Oh, there we go. The anti-hero. Okay. The one that'll just like kill people.
Yeah.
And not be like, can you please move out of the way? I have to do good. Okay, well, that's not really a superhero either, but you're mopping up what I'm spilling.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't do the right thing because it's the right thing to do.
Right. Right.
You do what you feel like. And if putting 12 rounds in the back of somebody's head is what you feel like doing, you do it.
Oh my gosh, you know what just dawned on me? The Crow is probably why I was voted most likely to become goth in my high school.
That just occurred to you?
That just occurred to me. 20 years later, I'm like, why was I voted most likely to become goth?
Huh, okay.
Because, like, I had tattoos. I was the first one in my school to have tattoos. Was it, like, just because didn't really give a fuck? Or because I went to a small school and they didn't really understand goth? It was because I was into the Crow. How stupid am I?
Which is like all goth.
Right.
I remember my older brother used to run around in all black and paint his face and everything. And like
I painted my face.
Would paint his beard and everything black. And he's blonde. My dad used to give him shit. Be like, what are you doing? One of them love-hate relationships between those two. But, so, I've been on this, like I said, I've been on this Crow bender here, and then, I have all of them, all the movies, on either not VHS, Blu-ray or DVD, and I've been going through and buying them all on, Vudu. But now I've got the first three, and that very last one's just so hard for me to put more money towards, because Wicked Prayer was not a very good movie.
I gotta be honest with you, I don't think I've ever seen the last one.
Really? It's weird. I call it like a WB feel, like it.
Really?
Yeah, like.
Wow.
And that Edward Furlong is the character.
Oh wait, I have seen it then. I do.
His costume is literally a crow costume, so it's got the feathers around the neck.
I have seen it, but it must not have.
It wasn't that good, so you didn't stick with you.
I can't remember a frickin' thing about it.
It's got David Boreanaz and what's her face from American Pie and Van Wilder and Tara Reid.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they're like this motor gang. They have cars instead, and it's got like so the four horsemen of the apocalypse, pretty much. So their cars are all the different things.
You know,
like conceptually, it sounds really good.
More about it, I remember parts of it, but like.
But I feel like the execution was terrible.
Right.
Like bad casting.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Tara Reid, like, that's total, like.
That's B-flick casting.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
that's exactly what I was gonna say.
She had her day for like 2-3 years, and then it was over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Edward Furlong, like, outside of like a stoner or John Connor.
Right.
Like.
Yeah.
Or like the movies that I think of Edward Furlong being good in are Terminator 2, American History X, and Detroit Rock City.
I was gonna say Detroit Rock City because that's one of my favorite movies. I don't know if I ever told you that.
Oh, is it?
Of course, it's one of your favorite.
I was gonna say I love that movie.
Yes, I love that movie. I'm surprised I never told you that.
He's like, how are we gonna ever know if he's lit? And he's like, he's lit. That mushroom was kind of stale. Oh, they called me Dr. Love.
And the second one had.
Please, sir, I'll do anything to get out of an ass kicking.
I love that movie, but the one scene where they're fighting in the parking lot to get in, when they're like, somebody stole our tickets. Like, there's so much blood flying in that. Like, I can handle seeing people get shot and everything in movies, but when it comes to like seeing somebody get kicked or a physical fight, like that's when I'm like, oh, tell me when it's over. I don't know why.
I don't know. Well, if you've ever been hit like that before.
I can't fight my way out of a wet paper bag, so I stay far away from fights.
To get socked in the face, mouth, whatever, it is not the best feeling, because you get rocked, and like you have a fight or flight instinct of either like, oh fuck, and like cover up, or like what I do is like I have that moment of, did that just fucking happen? And then I lose it. and then I go full bore.
I've never been in a fight, and I have dreams all the time about just jacking somebody as hard as I can, and they just look at me like, what the fuck was that?
Like,
and then I'm like, oh shit. And like seriously, I just jack them as hard as I can, and they're like, is that a bug bite? What?
Yeah.
And then I'm screwed.
Was that a gust of wind that just touched my cheek?
Right. And then I'm like, oh no.
So, moving forward, then we have The Crow, City of Angels.
Right.
Which I also love. I love that they went from, there was a couple, and then it was losing his child.
Yeah.
And like, that was before I was a parent, and that tore me up.
Right.
And now having some of the anxiety and stuff in my head to watch that happen, to be in the times that we're in, where you don't know what's going to happen when you leave the house. People are just losing their minds all over everywhere.
For sure.
And you don't know. You could just say, "Excuse me," the wrong way, and somebody's gonna lose their shit. And so that wrong place, wrong time. The first one was she was targeted, and they went to take care of her. The second one was wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, exactly.
They heard it. He tried to stop him. He went out. They're like, "We didn't see anything. We don't know you," and it just. But I thought there was a lot of beautiful things in that. Also, another very good soundtrack. I'm not a big Hole fan, but the cover of Gold Dust Woman is awesome. And then you've got Boogeyman by White Zombie. You got Bush on there, Wish You Were Here. You got Korn on there. What's the track that's on there? Can't think of it.
I can't memorize stuff like you do, so damn, you're like human encyclopedia over there.
Well, we're talking about something that I'm passionate and love.
True.
But I thought the character design was great, and everything. The little things like the Iggy Pop's motorcycle had death, having sex with this really voluptuous woman on the side of the gas can and stuff, just all those little things. And to know now, the one thing that does bug me, that feels real cheesy and dated and out of place, is the end, where he's like, "Take him," and the crows all come flying down and they start flying through him, and he and he just he starts glowing, and then he vanishes. You know? So apparently, now that all this stuff come out, that was a Weinstein thing. Harvey Weinstein said that the original was the crows were supposed to fly at him and they were supposed to rip him apart.
Oh.
Which would have been so much better.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that. Yeah, he killed the crow, and then he took his power and everything. That was cool. They made him kind of a dark crow.
Yeah.
One of the movie bloopers or flubs I seen in it was after he drinks the crow's blood and he puts the stuff on, he starts at the side of his eye and he comes down like this, but afterwards so those that are listening, he comes from the side of his eye and he kind of goes down towards his mouth on a curve, but then later, a few seconds later, you see him and then it's just under his eyes and it goes straight down in two lines.
Oh, you're right, huh?
And that's one thing that bugs me about it, is that it would have been better, I think, if he would have just kept that would have been cool. I wanted more story for the fortune teller. They kind of give you a thing about she had visions, so she cut out her eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it only made him worse. A little bit of story about how that character came to power, the main baddie came to power and stuff, all good stuff. And I love the straight berserker moments that they have in this one. In the second one are way better than his berserker moments in the first one.
Yeah.
The one that stands out to me and that I connect with the most is that scene where they're in Sarah's apartment and he's fighting the Asian chick, and she throws him up against the wall and he's just looking at the light and he has that flashback of his son. And then he just loses it and rips the light off the wall, headbutts the concrete and breaks the table and everything.
Right.
I'm I know that rage.
Yeah.
I've been that full of rage before. This, area that we're in, back in the day when I couldn't control my inner demons. Used to have a lot of planks and wood and stuff and corner pieces, and I cleared it out with an aluminum baseball bat, just raging out one day. Just
wow.
It was a bad time in my life. I didn't know how to handle it, and now I'm the complete opposite. I don't know how to let rage out anymore. It slips out once in a while. Now what happens is I'll break down.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with it.
Right.
I have no release. And then your brain don't shut off, and you know about all this.
For sure.
You know,
yeah.
So, but yeah, his berserker moment in City of Angels. And
I can totally see that too. If somebody hurt one of my kids, I can see that, like,
I lose it, and that's that kind of rage I go into, where like there's no, of course we're talking about a supernatural character that can heal
right
instantly and stuff, but there's no thought of what the aftermath is going to be on myself.
Right, what you're doing to yourself.
That's how I broke my hand. Again, same time of my life. It was crazy. I stopped myself from punching a wall because I thought for a moment, this is going to suck to fix. And then I dropped to my knees and I just let loose on the floor.
Oh.
And I broke my hand. So,
instead of having to fix a wall, you had to get your hand fixed.
No, I didn't even do that. It's still...
oh, really?
Like, if you feel my hand over here...
Like where?
Like right here. You can kind of feel... Now feel over here on this...
Where? Okay. Oh, yeah.
It's what they call a puncher's fracture. I broke it, and it never sat right. So all I did was I just wore, like, a tight glove.
Oh.
To keep the pain down.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a lot of like work with hand tools and stuff at that time, so I was like always like babying this hand. Ooh. And trying to drill with the left hand and stuff like that. I got it figured out, and then eventually the hand stopped hurting and stuff like that. And it was like I said, it was a dark time for my mind and my life. But no, I think that's why I connect with the characters.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I thought this Crow City of Angels was highly underrated.
Yeah, it was.
It was. I think it came out too soon.
Yeah.
Because then a lot of people give Salvation Part 3 more props, and I like it. I like that there was some changes and stuff. I like that again, we're gonna change it up, so now we're back to two. We're back to a couple, but it's a frame job. Mm-hmm. She's been dead for like a year already, so like once he dies, like it's spoilers, he gets the electric chair. But like once he dies, he like instantly they bring him. He gets brought back instantly.
Yeah. And
then like it does all that stuff. I mean, there's the whole thing about his the knife with the evidence number and everything. Like he just repeats the evidence number constantly like that. Mm-hmm. Like that's too much.
Right.
You know. But also, though, I think that one had a pretty decent soundtrack, too. But I couldn't tell you all the names off of that one.
Yeah.
I couldn't. But I believe Rob Zombie was on that one, too. Dracula, where he's got him driving in the Camaro at full speed into the wall. Mm-hmm. That was great. But you could see that the budget dropped a lot.
Oh, for sure.
For that one. And then that one didn't make much. And then you got The Wicked Prayer, and like we're talking bottom of the barrel, like I said, you know, Tara Reid and David Boreanaz, like outside of WB exclusive shows and stuff. Like I know like Boreanaz had a pretty good time with bones.
Oh, okay.
So-
Now I know who we're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
So we made it through all the movies now.
Yeah.
Okay. And we talked about the tragedy of Brandon Lee. And for those of you that don't know, he died during the making of the movie. Like, he had shot like 95% of the movie. Like, they needed a few shots with no makeup on. Like, anything in makeup is him.
And
So-
a lot of the scenes, you can, like, if you've done your research and stuff, and like we have, a body double was used for, and you can tell the scenes.
And it was
that
Fun
aren't
Boy.
him. Yeah.
Fun Boy did all the body
Yeah.
double.
And but I mean, like,
Which-
if you know what you're looking for, you can tell the scenes that
One of my
aren't him.
favorite scenes where he punches the mirror and he starts putting the makeup on.
Yep.
That's all body double and
Yep.
stuff. That's why there's a lot of dark lighting.
Yep.
I mean, it's a dark movie already. Brandon Lee wanted to shoot it in black and white because the comics were all
We're
in black and white.
Yes.
So Brandon Lee was like, I wanted to shoot this in black and white. Like, I thought that would be amazing, you know, and I think it would have. But the fact that, again, Miramax was like, no, black and white doesn't sell. But they did the washed out
Yeah.
color palette and stuff, and I think that really still worked. But how cool would it be for them to release, like, I don't know how many years has this been out now.
I can't do math.
Yeah, well,
30
regardless,
some.
to have it come out and them do a special, like a special black and white edition,
That would be awesome.
right? Like, because like they had like Logan, they had Logan Noir,
Yeah. Yep.
which I just watched it in black because it's black and white. I just watched it not too long ago in black and white, and it does add something to it. As a kid, though, I don't think I would have dug it as much as I do now. But then also another movie that they wanted to shoot in black and white, but was, for some reason, they put the kibosh to it, was Mad Max Fury Road.
Really?
They wanted to shoot. He wanted to shoot it all in black and white, and they said no. So he went 100% the opposite way, because that is one of the most beautiful movies ever shot. It was Mad Max Fury Road. Just the music score again. Like, I listen to the music score on that all the time. Like, other than the real the moment at the beginning where it's like pulls you out of it for a second, but the rest of the movie, just the rest of the soundtrack, just score pulls you in. But that is another one that he wanted to do in black and white. So once he released it, he released the Chrome edition, and the Chrome edition is all black and white.
Oh.
So
Learn something every day. But I think Brandon Lee, he'd done a couple movies before, but really this was like his biggest movie that he'd ever done.
I think it was his first, like, he was the main lead, the main person going into
There was one other movie, but I can't think of the name of it. He had short hair in it, because, I'm attracted to guys with long hair.
Rapid Fire?
I think
No.
it was something like that.
But it had Dolph Lundgren in it.
I don't remember.
Oh, wait, yeah, I think Rapid Fire is one. Then there's the one that he did with Dolph Lundgren, too.
I can't remember. But I think, of course, there's the Lee curse that they, blame this on. But,
Right.
I think he would have been just as big as his dad if he hadn't died. And of course, I think he was totally hot. That hair and that body.
Yeah,
That rocker look.
shredded, cut.
The leather pants.
Okay, so
Sorry. I'm over here like,
you got The Crow, Rapid Fire, Showdown in Little Tokyo, Laser Mission,
never heard of that.
and then Kung Fu: The Next Generation,
Now it's kind of interesting that he did that.
Legacy of Rage. Kung Fu the movie.
I guess I didn't realize, maybe those weren't, I was just thinking of the first two, you know, I didn't.
Yeah. So it doesn't have a very long discography, but like, or filmography, I should say.
Right.
But yeah, a loss, because it really was, The Crow really allowed him to show his talent.
Right. Now, question, do you think The Crow would have been as big or such a cult classic if he hadn't died during the making of it? You know, like,
honestly, no. I think
I don't feel so either.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd still dig the fuck out of it.
Right. Like, the story of Brandon Lee is outside the story of The Crow, but I don't think people have been as drawn to watch it if he hadn't.
I feel like it wouldn't be like such a hot topic, you know, because you can get, they'll go through phases where you can get all kinds of Crow stuff at Hot Topic.
Yeah.
And I feel like it wouldn't be such a, you know, like poppy cult thing. You know, not poppy, but you know, like.
Right. No, but it wouldn't be so
mainstream. Right.
It wouldn't be something that would be easy to find. That's like a friend of mine showed me this movie called Six String Samurai. And it is low budget. Like, it's a trip. It really is. It's like Mad Max meets the 60s meets... And then it's all like, and then the music is like ska and like. Really? Yeah, it's weird. I've got it. I'll show it to you. Like, you'd be like, this is different. But the main character, he has his guitar. Mm-hmm.
One would assume.
On the back of it, on the back of the neck, it's got a samurai sword. So he pulls that out, and then he has these battles and stuff, and he's his name is Buddy.
Buddy?
So I might be a little bit later. Yeah, Buddy Holly.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I got you now. I'm like, Buddy?
And then he's being tracked by like these rocker characters, and like there's like this big shadowy figure with a huge top hat and long hair and stuff.
Is it one of those movies that you wonder what they were on when they wrote it?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I dig some of those movies.
Most definitely. I think it would be really cool if they were to animate it. Like, I think kids would really get into it as an anime. Yeah. Like, just the themes and stuff. So.
Remind me to tell you sometime about Kenna setting me straight about anime.
Oh, yeah?
Lord, she's into that, and she set me straight.
Oh, really? Yeah. Kaylee is, too. Kaylee is now hardcore into anime. Like... Yeah. And she draws it, and she's amazing at it.
Well, like, Kenna's not amazing at it. Well, I mean, but like, yes, she is. But, you know.
She'll get there. But, like, I've been trying to learn how to draw these characters and stuff, and it's so simple, yet so complex, that it's so hard for me to get.
Right.
Hey, guys, it's Clynton. Don't know what keeps happening to these podcasts, but keep getting cut short. I don't know what's happening. Technical difficulties beyond belief. I'd like to thank you all for joining us again today, and supporting the show. It's much appreciated. I'd like to thank Missy for coming on, and then as always, remember, why be like everybody else when you can be somebody else? Thanks for watching. Take care.